You know, I get sick of everybody trying to tell us or tell me and the world that marijuana is okay and that Jesus smoked marijuana. I mean, I just keep hearing this more and more. I mean, back when, I'm 39, back when I was a kid, people talked about marijuana and, but now it's just become prevalent everywhere you go, and more people are thinking marijuana, and you hear all these myths saying marijuana's natural and marijuana's okay, and and marijuana never does anything wrong. I've just done a few searches on the internet myself, and marijuana is probably not the worst thing a person could be doing, but it certainly isn't good for you either. I mean, yeah, you could be taking crack cocaine. That's probably going to be a little worse for you. But, marijuana is you can just do a quick search here. Look, I'll just do one real quick here. I'll come back to this here in a second here. I want the Safari here. And I typed in, can marijuana harm you? So I go here, and the very first thing, about marijuana, information for youth, CAM-H. So let's see here, let's type on my iPad here. Let's go here. This is the Center for Addiction and Mental Health. And it says, what is marijuana? Marijuana, hashish, and hash oil come from cannabis sativa, a type of hemp plant. All three contain THC, a chemical that changes the way you think, feel, and act. The word cannabis is used to refer to all three. Marijuana is made from dried leaves and flowering tops of the plant. At a certain age of the growth of the plant, before the flowers are mature, they become coated with a sticky resin. This resin can be dried to make hash. Hemp can also be used to make rope, which, hey, that's probably an okay thing, fabric, and paper. And when it is grown for this purpose, the amount of THC is too small for someone to use it to get high. Okay, well, what does marijuana look like? We all know that kind of stuff. Street names, yeah, we know that kind of stuff. Okay, let's see. Who uses marijuana? Okay, well, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Here, true or false? Marijuana is natural, so it can't be bad for you. I hear this all the time. All the stinking time. Answer. False. A lot of things are poisonous, like snake venom, and certain plants. When you smoke marijuana, it releases harmful chemicals into your lungs. That can't be good for you. Okay, people say you can't get addicted to marijuana. Can you get addicted to marijuana? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Some people have a hard time quitting and have to find treatment. They may feel they need the drug and get anxious when you don't have any. Some people who use a lot of marijuana every day, then quit suddenly, may have problems sleeping. They may get anxious, irritable, or nervous without the drug, or they may have an upset stomach or lose their appetite. These symptoms rarely last more than a few days. Well, I mean, hey, if you can't sleep for a few days and you got an upset stomach for a few days, and then you get nervous and anxious because that means it's addictive. Is marijuana harmful? Yes, if you smoke marijuana, it can harm you. Many people don't know this, but marijuana smoke contains more tar and more of some cancer-causing chemicals than tobacco smoke. Well, here are some other ways how marijuana can harm you. To get the maximum effect, people who smoke marijuana often inhale more deeply and hold the smoke in their lungs longer than tobacco smokers do. This increases the risk of cancer. Smoking marijuana irritates your lungs and has been linked to chronic cough and bronchitis. It also makes asthma worse. In people at high risk of developing schizophrenia, marijuana may bring on the symptoms earlier. If you're pregnant, the more marijuana you smoke, the more likely your baby will have problems. Using a lot of marijuana for a long time may make it harder to pay attention, remember things, and learn. Large doses of marijuana can lead to toxic psychosis. This can cause people to hallucinate, see or hear things that aren't really there, become paranoid, feel like people are out to get them, and believe things aren't true. These symptoms usually disappear within a week after the person stops using marijuana. Oh, well, that's nice. It only takes a week to get those symptoms gone. You know, marijuana that you buy illegally may contain other drugs or harmful pesticides or fungus. You may make decisions while using marijuana that you regret later. Marijuana affects your coordination and makes it harder to concentrate and react, and make it dangerous to do things like ride a bicycle, drive a car, or operate machinery. There's over at least 400 chemicals in marijuana. Okay, that's enough of that. Marijuana is obviously not good for you. It's natural. God made it. Yes, God made it. I believe God made all plants. But, you know, it doesn't, just because God made them all doesn't mean that we're supposed to smoke them. Come on. So, anyways, now, about Jesus smoking marijuana, because that's the next thing, is, oh, Jesus smoked marijuana. My friends, Jesus did not smoke marijuana. I'll show you a verse just why Jesus didn't smoke marijuana, because what does marijuana do? We've already said that marijuana alters your brain. It puts you into a altered state of mind. It puts you into, you know, so you can even see hallucinations and all this kind of stuff. Now, if you want to believe that Jesus smoked marijuana, you're probably going to believe that. But if you're going to believe what the Bible says about Jesus, instead of what you want to make Jesus to be to you, which is really your own God, not the real Jesus, you know, and you're breaking one of the 10 Commandments that you should have no other gods before me. So, I mean, come on. Anyways, here's why. Here's a couple verses why that. Let's see here. I looked up sober. Let's see here. There's a whole bunch of verses about sober in here in the Bible. If I can scan in on this here. Sober. It's not focusing very well. But anyways, let's see here. So I'm searching down through here, and I'm looking. I think I saw the very bottom one. There's a whole bunch of things. Wherefore, gird up your loins and mind, be sober, and hope that then the end of all things is near. Therefore, be alert and sober mind. Oh, great. I didn't mean to hit that. Be alert and sober mind. Your enemy, the devil, prowls around looking for a roaring lion, like a roaring lion. Be sober and vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walks around. Young mind, Titus 2:6. Young men likewise exhort and be sober. They that teach the young women to be sober and to love their husbands. So that's for women. You know, women don't need to be smoking it either. That the aged men may be sober. I mean, there's all kinds of sober verses. I mean, and I'm not even doing a real hard search. I just thought, you know, would God want us to have an altered mind? Jesus didn't sit around with his disciples smoking pot. This is ridiculous. It's completely 100% ridiculous baloney that people are trying to feed people about Jesus. So here, let's see. Here, just be alert and sober mind. 1 Peter 5:8. Be alert and of sober mind. Your enemy, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion, looking for someone to devour. Does it say sit around smoking pot so that your devil, the roaring lion, you'll laugh at him when he comes to you? That's what people are really doing. We're sitting around smoking weed, so when the devil comes, we can laugh with him and have a great time. No. Be alert. I don't know, there are many people that are like really alert smoking pot. In sober mind, your enemy, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion, looking for someone to devour. That's why the devil wants you to do it. He wants you to sit around smoking pot. Resist him, stand firm. Anyways, that's just enough for today. You've heard enough of this. And you know Jesus didn't smoke pot. That's totally ridiculous. Hey, please rate my video, comment, leave me a video response. You know what I'm saying is true in your own heart. Thanks for listening.